morning, LPES. Happy Friday and happy last day of our week of respect. I have to say, it has been so nice this year having everyone back at our school together and being able to celebrate things like Week of Respect together. I loved seeing you all coming in the morning in your pajamas or your mismatched clothes, which I know was really hard for some of us, especially for some of the teachers. It just felt kind of strange, purposefully mismatching our clothes. But showing your school pride today also with your LPES colors or your LPES gear. It's just a great way for us to celebrate together and for us to really be thinking about respect and what that means. I've also loved walking around the school in the morning during your homerooms and hearing how each of you are practicing respect or learning about respect in your classrooms, which is great. Thank you, teachers, for really embracing Week of Respect and taking it on within your classes. I really appreciate it. If you remember, last week I told you on our Friday Feeling video that we are going to be having a special project for the entire school to do together. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that today. Teachers, as soon as I'm done making this video this morning, we're running a little bit behind, I'm going to be putting in your mailboxes some hearts. As I said last week, we have hearts of every different color of the different houses in our school. So each heart is going to be for a different house. I'm going to go through each one and I'm going to tell you what you're going to be putting on each one. Teachers, I'll send this out in an email too so you can reference back without having to rewatch the entire Friday Feeling video. So let's start. We'll go in alphabetical order. Let's start with my arthropods. My arthropods, of course, are what color? Yellow. So arthropods, you're going to be getting a yellow heart sometime in the next week. And on this yellow heart, what you're going to be doing is you're either going to be writing, if you're my older students who can write full sentences, or you're going to be drawing a picture, if you're my younger kids like in kindergarten, of how you can show respect, and your specific place is in our community. So what's the word community mean? Community really talks about whenever there's a group of people who interact together or when they live in a close space near each other. Your community that I want you to focus on today is going to be Lincoln Park. So I want you to think about our town community. It's kind of big, but also still really close and intimate. It's smaller than saying America or saying even the state of New Jersey. So our community, you're going to be thinking about the community, the town of Lincoln Park. And you're going to think about ways that you can show respect to others in the town. Okay, so this could be at stores, it could be in the streets, it could be at parks, it could be just walking down the sidewalk. All different ways that you can show respect and kindness for those in your community. So that's for my arthropod friends with the yellow hearts. Next up, we have my birds with orange. I know it's kind of hard to tell on this screen, but it is orange, a little different from that bright yellow there. When I hold them next to each other, you can see a bit better. So birds, your job is going to be how you can practice respect in your classroom, just your classroom. So we're not talking about the whole school. That's going to be another house. You're talking about in your classroom with your classmates, with your teacher, with the belongings that are in your class, with the materials that are in your class. What are the ways that you can show respect or practice respect in the classroom? So that's birds. Up next, we have fish. My fish with our blue heart is going to be how you can show respect in other areas of the school. Let me give you some examples. How you can show respect in the cafeteria, how you can show respect on the school bus, how you can show respect in the hallways or coming into school or leaving school at the end of the day. So you're going to be doing all the other spaces that are not the classroom. So classroom is just for birds. The rest of the school is for my fish. Okay? Up next, we have mammals with our red heart. Mammals, for our red heart, I want you to think about ways that you can show respect at home. So we're talking about to moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, anyone that you live with, other family members, your brothers or sisters if you have any, your pets. What can you be doing at your house that shows respect? And remember, respect doesn't have to be something you are doing or saying to a person. It could be our actions or behaviors. So what are things that we could be doing at our houses or in our community or in our school or classroom? What are things we could be doing to show respect to others? Even if we're not going up to someone and saying, hey, I respect you. There are other ways that we can show respect without actually just saying it to them. All right? So kind of try to to think about those other ways. Try to think about really unique ones too, that ways that you could show respect. And for mammals, it's going to be at home. Last but not least, my reptiles. And reptiles, your heart is, of course, green for the reptile house. And I thought since your house is green and since your hearts are going to be green, your job is going to be how you can show respect to our environment, how you can show respect to our world as a place, as a habitat for us to live and for animals to live. How can we show respect to Earth? So, different challenges for each and every one. What I'm going to do is next week, by next Friday, I'm going to say. So you have a week to do this, teachers. You can fit it in whenever you have the chance. No rush, as long as I get it the next week. Let me know if you need more time. What I'm going to do is then I'm going to take all of these hearts and we're going to display them around our school. So we're going to put them all together. So we'll be able to say all the ways that we here at LPES were able to think about respect and how we can show it in those different areas, those different spots. Okay, so that is respect number 1. Number 2, I wanted to show you one of my favorite lessons. I think it's a great lesson for learning about respect and kindness and the power that our words have. The ways that we can show respect to each other by being really careful with what we say. Now, it's not always easy to control what we say because sometimes we get out of control. Sometimes those uncomfortable feelings, my 3rd graders and I were talking about that this week, those uncomfortable feelings, anger, frustration, sadness, loneliness, confusion, those uncomfortable feelings can make it really hard for us to control what we do. But we need to practice controlling ourselves even when we're having those uncomfortable emotions, because when we don't control ourselves, when we have those emotions, that's when we say things or do things that can hurt other people. That's when we're certainly not showing respect or being respectful to those around us. Now, one way I, Mrs. Heffler, love to calm myself when I'm feeling those emotions, and I feel them too, my friends. One way that I like to calm myself when I feel angry or frustrated or scared or worried is, of course, taking some deep breaths. It's always a great way for us to kind of settle ourselves and feel a little bit better. As we get into some colder weather, I know today it's going to actually be kind of warm, but we've had some colder nights recently. We're going to get colder as the month of October continues on. I love thinking about our hot cocoa breathing or our soup breathing. It could be anything that's really hot. So I want you to take your hands right now. Pretend that you have some warm cup or bowl of something in your hands. It can be hot cocoa, it could be soup, it could be, really, I think that's it. You guys aren't drinking coffee, I hope. But you're going to pretend that you have it here. And what you're going to do is you are going to pretend to breathe in through your nose. Not pretend, you're actually going to breathe in through your nose. And you're going to pretend to smell whatever it might be. Maybe it's hot soup, maybe it's delicious, sweet hot cocoa with marshmallows. Whatever it is, breathe in. But because it's hot, then we're going to blow on it to cool it down. And I love this one. It's easy to remember, and I know you're probably wearing a mask right now, but when you're not and you do it, you can kind of feel that air on your hands, and that's a nice way for us to get in touch with our bodies and calm ourselves down also. Let's do that one more time together. Breathe in and out. Notice my shoulders as I do it. They're not hunching up towards my ears. They're staying down. I'm breathing into my belly. That's where the air should be going, into my belly, maybe into your back. Okay? Let's do 2 more of those together. Deep breath in and out and in and out. I lied. Let's do 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you're doing this right, my LPES students, as you're doing it, you should be pretending to smell whatever it is that you're picturing in your hand. When we do that, we kind of trick our brain into forgetting about whatever it is that's upsetting us. So if you're feeling really angry about something, or if you're feeling really worried or sad about something, we kind of trick our brain into focusing on whatever it is that we're pretending to smell. And that's going to help ourselves to calm down, to feel a little bit better, okay? For right now, boys and girls, the reason that I wanted to talk to you about ways we can calm ourselves down for a week of respect is because, like I said earlier, when we're able to control ourselves, even when we're experiencing tough emotions, then we're better able to not make a mistake, like hurting someone else's feelings or physically hurting someone else if we push or shove or hit. So I wanted to bring back one of my favorite videos from last year because it is a lesson that I think really helps us to understand the power of our words and how important it is to try to stop ourselves before we say something that we can't quite take back. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass it over to an older video of two Mrs. Hefflers. Enjoy.
What?
What? I'm not doing anything.
I can feel you looking at me.
Nothing. I'm just reading my book.
Oh my gosh!
What? I didn't do anything.
So annoying. I come in here and I'm tired and I'm hungry. I didn't sleep well last night. And you're being so rude and so loud. I can't take it. Just stop. That's it. I don't even want to be your friend anymore. What?
It's nothing. It's just that really hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
That doesn't just fix it.
Hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it, okay? We're still friends.
When you're in a bad mood or really upset about something and you say hurtful words, even when you apologize, that doesn't just fix it.
I didn't even mean it. I'm in a bad mood. I was tired and cranky.
All of that is okay. It's like I always say. It's okay to be angry or sad or frustrated. It's what you do with it that matters.
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
Okay.
And I'm choosing to apologize.
Appreciate you wanting to apologize and wanting to fix what you said. But the truth is, when we say our words, we can't always just take them back.
I'm trying really hard to see where you're coming from with all of this, but if I'm honest, it's just not making much sense to me.
Okay, I have another idea. Perhaps I can show you. Here, take this tube of toothpaste. My 3rd and 4th graders, I bet you know what's going to happen next. Who are you talking to? No one. It doesn't matter. Take that tube of toothpaste and squeeze it all out onto that plate.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This sounds like fun. I mean, I don't really know what it has to do with the Great Kindness Challenge, but I am game for squeezing out some toothpaste. Here we go. Oh, this is a tiny tube. There's not a lot of toothpaste in there. Just give me a moment. Get them all out. And okay. Finished.
Great. So I want you to think of the toothpaste as those words that you said earlier.
Oh. Because those words didn't taste good?
No, stop eating the toothpaste. We're not finished yet.
Minty.
Okay, just put the toothpaste down. Thank you. Now, think of the toothpaste as the words you said earlier. They came out rather quickly, and yet they made this big mess. But we're not done. Now I want you to put the toothpaste back into the tube.
Put it back in? No problemo. Just gonna put the toothpaste back in and no.
Everything okay?
Oh no. It's It's great. This is just, it's not quite as easy as I thought it would be. What the problem is. The toothpaste came out of the tube, no problem, but trying to get it back in is tricky. And, oh, I see what you did there. You're a smart one, Mrs. Hepler. Very clever. Whatever do you mean? Is like my mean words. They came out really easily, but when I tried to take them back and apologize, it wasn't quite so easy to clean up the mess. If you never squeezed the toothpaste out of the tube in the first place, we wouldn't have a big mess to clean up now. And if I never said those mean words from the start, your feelings would have never gotten hurt. Exactly. And even after we apologize, it doesn't make the words just go away. Even when our friends say that they're sorry or that they really didn't mean it, hurtful words can stay with us forever, even if the person didn't actually mean what they were saying. This lesson has given me a lot to think about and a lot to clean up after, too. You know, during the Great Kindness Challenge week, it's easy for us to be kind, right? We're thinking about it, it's on our mind. But when we're in a bad mood, it takes a lot more effort. It is hard to be kind when we're feeling angry, frustrated, sad, confused. It's not easy. And it's not just for kids either. Grown-ups too. Grown-ups have a hard time practicing being kind or being patient when they're feeling those big, uncomfortable feelings too. What do we do? I mean, when we're feeling angry or upset, how do we make it okay? You need to have your coping toolkit. Remember we talked about it a while ago? That toolkit that's in your brain? What can we do to calm ourselves down before anger gets the best of us? Take deep breaths. Done. Deep breaths are a great place to start. But what else can we do? More than just deep breaths? Okay, what about taking a break? You know, if you're in a fight with a friend, politely asking them if you could have some time apart so you can calm yourself down. Taking a break can be a few minutes, or if it's a really big fight with a friend, maybe you need a day or two to calm down. That's okay. I know something else we can do. We can stretch or do yoga or maybe even take a walk. Moving our bodies is a great way to get some of that anger and frustration out. We can also do other things to calm ourselves down, like doing a senses check-in. To music. Reading a book. Go to your happy place. Bring a cheerful memory to mind to make you feel calm. They're all great ideas. And the important thing to remember is that there's no right or wrong answer. What works for me
Might not work for me.
Exactly. And remember, even superheroes have bad days. What now? The name of the book we're reading today. Even superheroes have bad days. I bet even on their bad days, superheroes still manage to be kind. Certainly try. I hope you enjoy our story today and take some of these things in about even superheroes. The best of us can still have bad days. It's what we do with those tough emotions, those uncomfortable feelings that really matter. Who are you talking to in there?
Don't worry about it.
And now, even superheroes have bad days. Written by Shelley Becker, illustrated by Etta Caban. When superheroes don't get their way, when they're sad, when they're mad, when they have a bad day, they could use superpowers to kick, punch, and pound. They could shriek, they could screech with an ear-piercing sound. They could crush wooden crates and bend metal gates. They could throw trucks and buses across several states. They could knock over buildings like towers of blocks and crumble the streets into rubble and rocks. They could use laser eyes to ignite forest fires, or fling boomerangs to deflate the town's tires. But upset superheroes have all sorts of choices. Instead of destruction and loud livid voices, they burn angry steam off with speed of light hiking or super extreme outer space mountain biking. They race to the rescue of people in need and delight in the joy of a super good deed. They hatch super plans to help banish world sadness, building famous theme parks for giggles and gladness. They chase wanted bad guys with supercharged zing, dragging hundreds to jail while police dance and sing. They track down and tame super menacing beasts and transform pity parties into victory feasts. But displeased superheroes who don't feel serene could have super temptation to cause a bad scene. They could blast icy blizzards on hot afternoons, or walloping twisters and monster typhoons. They could spin super webs super far, super sticky, and tangle up towns with their silk, super icky. They could rotate the planet and mess up world time, or sit back and relax while the world fills with crime. When superheroes don't get their way, when they're sad, when they're mad, when they have a bad day, they could super rampage. They could, but they don't, because real superheroes just wouldn't. They won't. Instead, they dig down to their super best part, the strong superpowers contained in their heart. And using their talents as true heroes should, they battle the urge to do harm, though they could. They acknowledge their sorrow, their anger, their pain, as they wait for the super emotions to wane. It's okay if they frown. It's okay if they sigh. It's even okay if they slump down and cry. But then they get up and get on with their day, saving the world in their most super way.